Welcome to Everyday English Stories. Today's story is called The Green Scarf. Settle in, listen closely, and enjoy the story. Afterwards, we'll learn 6 useful words. Saturday in Millford dawned grey and blustery, the sort of morning that hints at rain. Ellie pushed open her bedroom window and let the cold air wake her properly. It was market day, and nothing short of a storm would have kept her indoors. She shrugged on her coat, grabbed her battered canvas bag and headed for the square. The market had been held there for 200 years, in the shadow of the old library. Stalls stretched in uneven rows, heaped with apples, warm loaves, wheels of cheese and buckets of flowers. Ellie haggled cheerfully over 6 apples and treated herself to a loaf of brown bread. She was almost at the far end when a modest little stall caught her eye. It was draped in scarves of every conceivable color. One in particular stood out, a soft green, the exact shade of new spring leaves. She ran the fabric through her fingers and found she could not put it down. "How much is this one?" she asked, already half in love with it. £12, love," said the woman behind the table. Ellie rummaged through her purse and came up £9 short of an easy decision. "Not to worry," she said lightly. "I'll be back next week." The woman, who introduced herself as Rosa, waved the disappointment away with a smile. And then, out of nowhere, the wind got up in earnest. It swept across the square and stripped the little stall bare in a matter of seconds. Scarves went spiraling into the sky like a flock of startled birds. Rosa gave chase, but she was hopelessly outnumbered. Without a second thought, Ellie dropped her bag and threw herself into the rescue. She cornered 4 of them against the rim of the stone fountain. A small boy, delighted with himself, wriggled under a bench and retrieved a 5th. Between the 3 of them, not a single scarf was lost. Rosa arrived back at her stall breathless, dishevelled and laughing helplessly. "I honestly don't know what I'd have done without you," she said. Then she folded the green scarf with great care and placed it in Ellie's hands. "This one has your name on it. Call it a thank you, from one friend to another." Ellie walked home with the wind at her back and green wool warm around her neck. It had turned out to be a remarkably good Saturday. That was the story. Now let's learn 6 useful words from it. Blustery. Windy in a rough, gusty way. For example, Saturday in Millford dawned grey and blustery. To shrug on. To put on a coat quickly and casually. For example, she shrugged on her coat and headed for the square. To haggle. To argue in a friendly way about a price. For example, Ellie haggled cheerfully over 6 apples. Out of nowhere. Suddenly and unexpectedly. For example, and then, out of nowhere, the wind got up in earnest. To give chase. To run after someone or something. For example, Rosa gave chase, but she was hopelessly outnumbered. Dishevelled. Untidy in appearance, especially hair and clothes. For example, Rosa arrived back at her stall breathless, dishevelled and laughing. That's the end of today's episode. Here's a tip: listen to this story again tomorrow. The second time, you will understand much more, and the new words will start to feel natural. There are new episodes every day, so please subscribe and listen along. Thank you for practicing with me. See you tomorrow.